It's Sunday, June 27th, 5:02 p.m., and our garage sale is officially over. This is the part where we stop asking for money and hope that things walk off. We have 3 days left to get rid of everything we don't want, and there's a lot of it. I don't know how much money we made from the sale because I haven't bothered to count it up, but it hasn't been as bad as I thought it might. It doesn't exactly make up for the money we spent buying and preparing the bus, but it defrays the cost of beer. The bus is Argo. She's a '73 bay window Volkswagen, purchased in Tacoma, scraped, given a liberal coating of cheap paint, and inspected for major defects. Starting on Wednesday, she will be our home. Moving into a bus was my idea, but I don't know where it came from. I've been going through a quarter-life crisis for the past year and a half. Having a child didn't help. About a month ago, after a long sleepless night, I sat up in bed and said, "We need to move into a bus." Later that day, I realized how crazy the idea was, but by then the notion had already taken root in my partner's mind. He's the one who kept it alive. At the end of May, we bought the bus. About a week later, we told our landlord that we were going to leave by the end of the month. Then began the arduous process of moving out. My partner has a pathological fear of moving. I didn't, until I went through this. This has been a learning experience for me. There are some rules I need to follow when I live in a house again. Things like never bring home anything that will be hard to pass on later, and remember that just because you were willing to pay for something doesn't mean that someone else will be. Oh yeah, and don't start cleaning the ceiling in a big room unless you're prepared to finish it. The process of moving out has been a relief in a way. It gives me something to focus on, to distract me from the reality of my situation. I'm moving into a bus. What the hell? What is wrong with me? I have conflicting thoughts on the whole thing. On the one hand, it's just an experiment. Think of it like an extended camping trip. I like camping. What's the worst that can happen? If we hate it, we'll move into a new, cheaper place. On the other hand, this represents a huge philosophical jump. I know I'm not moving out just for fun. I'm doing it because my current situation doesn't feel right. My partner spends all of his income on rent and bills. I spend all of my time maintaining the house when I'm not taking care of our son. By conventional logic, our options were to shut up and put up or downgrade to a less pleasant home. I know that plenty of people live in worse homes than ours, but to me that's kind of like the argument that children should eat their turnips because other children are starving in Africa. That's kind of beside the point. Sure, it's better to have turnips than nothing at all, but why should we be forced to lower our expectations because we were unfortunate enough to end up in a crummy job? Right now, the economy sucks. Lots of people are unemployed, such as myself, and have the same odds of getting a job that they do of winning a lottery. A person can count him or herself lucky to have a job at all, and in many cases they live paycheck to paycheck, spending all of their income on rent and bills. Why are so many people forced to tread water? Okay, I agree with the basic concept of charging rent. That's my landlord's job. That's how he makes money. He invested in real estate and now he's getting something back from it. That does not explain why rent for my duplex is going up at $95 a month after we leave. My landlord is not poor, and we only see him once or twice a year. I don't know whether he's suffering from the economic problems or not. I do know that he's expanding his line of rentals. I also know that he has had a hard time finding anyone who wants to rent this place. Could he be asking too much? Anyway, the bottom line is that I couldn't see a way to win in this situation. Moving into a cheaper place was an option for improving our lot, but it wasn't a long-term solution. So we've rejected conventional options and decided to try something well outside our realm of experience. I would ask you to wish us luck, but I don't believe in luck.